Hello, everybody. Welcome to Genesis Office Hours, episode number 33. Can I get a round of applause for me? That's what I'm talking about. And today I'm joined. We're going to do a lot of introductions today. So, let me just tell you this first. It's a little later than usual. We're on the wrong day, but I need you to pull up your beverage of choice, and just cheers to you, Genesis Office Hours listeners. We're about to have some fun. So let's get rolling with our very generous sponsors who are taking care of this episode tonight. We have got Desktop Server, who is on in episode 31 and did a really awesome live demo. So if you've never heard of Desktop Server, check out episode 31 of the podcast. And also you can use coupon code CDILS-GOH to get 20% off. And then the Conductor plugin by Slocum Studios, which is an amazing tool that lets you conduct your WordPress content totally code-free. And if you go to conductorplugin.com/CarrieDillsRocks, no, it's just /CarrieRocks. I did not come up with that URL, by the way. I'm not so vain. Really, that Matt came up with that. But anyways, go there and you can get a 20% coupon off a Conductor. So pretty cool. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to some folks, Genesis lovers that have joined me here in the lobby of the Westin in San Francisco, California, one day before WordCamp San Francisco 2014. And let's just get started. Hi, I'm Carrie. Who are you?
Carrie, I'm Stacy.
Stacy, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And Stacy, what do you do with WordPress?
I develop websites. That's about it. I also maintain a lot of websites, but I work for a couple developers and develop WordPress websites.
All right, there you have it. And is Genesis your primary?
Genesis is my only. I have a couple Woo themes and odd things here and there, but really Genesis. That's it.
Sweet. And by the way, sorry for the awkward holding of the microphone thing. That is only because I don't have my usual setup, and I wanted to hopefully catch some good audio off this. And on to our next guest. Hey there, I'm Carrie.
Hey, Carrie, nice to meet you. I'm Sabrina out of San Jose. So took BART up, Bay Area, Rapid Transit. And spent the day here in San Francisco, walking around Chinatown, had some great food, and here we are.
Sweet. And are you a Genesis user, WordPress user?
I am a Genesis lover as well. So that's my main framework that I use, and I find it very productive. So I love it. And then I work with small, medium-sized businesses. So it's great.
Sweet. And do you tweet?
No tweeting. I know.
Okay. We're not going to find her on Twitter. Stacy, do you tweet?
I'm tweet stupid, but I'm a awake gal. Awake gal. But I'm really tweet stupid. I only time I go on Twitter is when Carrie has her office hours, and I have to figure out how to do it every week.
Which is a perfect segue. And if you would like to ask a question tonight, Nick, wherever you are, yes, you absolutely may come photobomb. Hoping that anyone who shows up for the Genesis happy hour tonight in the hotel lobby can come photobomb. I'm going to tweet the link out for this hangout. And if you want to join us live, virtually live, then let's do that. So hold on one sec, because I can't type, and I gotta. Oh no, this is awesome. Okay, that tweet is going out to #GOHchat. So rock that hashtag if you have a question. I got somebody else, but she's too busy tweeting, and I don't know what she's doing over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a GOH former guest, and now meeting her for the first time live and in person. I've got Diane Kenny. Hello, Diane.
Hello, Carrie.
It's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you as well.
And say hello to our studio audience.
Hello, studio audience.
Oh my gosh. And just look who's crashing the party. If it's not Jennifer Bourne, and you're going to get vertigo, and her husband, Brian.
Hello. Join us.
How's it going?
Hello.
This is an absolutely. I thought this idea from broadcasting live from San Francisco was going to be absolutely awesome or absolutely a total fail whale. So we're going to see. You tell me which one it is at the end of the show. God, I just totally lost my train of thought when the.
We did too.
So if you're listening to this after the fact on iTunes or SoundCloud or even on YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance because this may not be the most valuable episode you've ever listened to content-wise, but I was hoping to introduce you to some really awesome people in the Genesis community that have made their way out to San Francisco for WordCamp. And for those of you that don't know, the San Francisco WordCamp is sort of the grand poobah of WordCamps. Automatic, the company behind WordPress, has their primary office, maybe their only office here in San Francisco. And so each year when WordCamp is here, it's sort of the flagship event, if you will. So it's huge. There are over 1,000 people that will be there. It's a 2-day conference, and then there's 3 days of community summit happening after that. So I'm mainly looking forward to, as I do at any WordCamp, hearing some awesome sessions, but even more than that, just connecting with really fantastic people. Their primary office, their only office here in San Francisco. Hey, Jackie, you're going to want to mute my input or something. But hello, welcome to the program. Now you can unmute yourself if you want. Conference, and then there's 3 days of community summit happening. Oh, I know what's happening. So there is an audio delay on your end, Jackie. Any WordCamp, I'm hearing some awesome sessions. You might want to. Hi, it's good to see you, Jackie. And Jackie stayed up. She's rocking the East Coast hours. So, Jackie, do you have a glass of water or a refreshing beverage near you that you can hold up and toast to me? This bud's for you. And it's not a bud. It's actually a local San Francisco craft brew. It's an Anchor Steam Lager. So I had a question come through earlier today, and it wasn't directed towards GOH chat, but it was someone just asking generally about SEO, and his question was, one of my sites is tanking in terms of SEO, looking to optimize and switch themes. Do you think Genesis would help? So here's my answer, James. SEO is multifaceted. There's no magic button. So just merely the act of switching themes is not going to necessarily catapult you to the top of Google, but as part of a larger SEO strategy, having clean, well-structured semantic code Google loves that. Google eats that up. So that is one thing that Genesis is very good at. So I would definitely recommend Genesis from that perspective, but don't expect that to cure all your woes. You need to have good content, be writing around focused key phrases. And then Rebecca Gill from Web Savvy Marketing, if you go over to her website, and I'm actually going to introduce you here to her in a second, but she wrote a great article on not competing with yourself SEO-wise. So like take my blog, for example. I write quite a bit about Genesis topics, but let's say I write one post about Rainmaker, and that's my keyword. Well, then let's say I write another post and I make Rainmaker my keyword again. So when Google, if Google's indexing me, Google's just taking a crapshoot and listing whatever page they want to for Rainmaker. So the idea is go after more targeted key phrases and write articles specific to that key phrase, and don't compete against your own content. That doesn't mean you can only write about something once. It just means focus a key phrase around a little bit different aspect, if that makes sense. So I hope that gave you some help, James. Feel free to stop by the podcast anytime and holla. Ryan Duff, I see you Madeirosing all the way out from the East Coast. Thank you for that. Rob New, you do spy Diane Kinney. Oh man, I see an automatician in my window. Is that George?
In the actual Hawthorne.
How are you doing?
Good. Guilting you for not being here.
George, can you do me a huge favor? And by the way, this is George Stefanis. He is works on the Jetpack team and is just absolutely amazing. I met him last year at WordCamp San Francisco for the first time. But there's something, and you're live from the Automatic headquarters.
Central
And
Base
that's the thing that a lot of people won't actually get to see in person. But I would love if you could show us that T-shirt wall behind us with all the prior WordCamp T-shirts. It's like a museum of previous WordCamp T-shirts, and it's absolutely awesome.
A lot of them are actually indexed on, I think the URL is museum.automatic.com.
Oh.
But...
Okay, I did not know that. So check out museum.automatic.com, and that's automatic with 2 T's. Oh, yeah. So, George, I actually brought a WordCamp DFW T-shirt that I was hoping could get into that museum.
Yeah. After the WordCamp's run, just get a T-shirt to either Cami or Andrea or someone else and into the collection.
Oh, you froze up, George. Oh, there you are.
George.
Hey, I've got Nick with me.
Hi, guys. I'm Nick V. I am the 15-year-old WordPress prodigy, so they say. Hey, that's what everyone calls me. I'll use that title to its advantage.
Yeah, working.
And yeah, exactly. And I'm a developer doing cool stuff and writing epic code every day.
Sweet. And you were talking recently or tweeting recently about getting more involved in the WordPress community.
Yes, I was, and I guess this this is how I'm gonna do it. Go to WordCamp San Francisco.
Sweet. Well, I mean, yeah, the fun starts here. And what is your Twitter handle?
@TechVolts with a Z at the end.
All right. So go check Nick out because he is a really awesome dude, and only to be 15. I love seeing that age diversity in WordPress events, so very cool. Have you actually made an official contribution to Core?
Yes, I've made 5.
George, is he the youngest?
Nope.
Probably.
Last year.
Okay, he's not the winner.
I recall.
No, I'm just kidding. You're awesome.
Philly 2 years ago. There was a 12-year-old who was there with his mother, and she was only there because he really wanted to come and couldn't come unescorted. And everyone's like, we got to get him contributing to it. We got to get a pass from him in, and I'm not sure if that actually happened or not.
Absolutely. I spy and Andrew Norcross in the party.
Yeah, you know how I like to do Friday nights, so.
And you even dressed up in your wife beater.
Yeah, my wife and I went out for a date, and this is I'm not wearing nice clothes to get some work done, so. And it is still like 80-something degrees here.
Oh, and just for the record, if there was any question, the giant projector TV is currently showing the game.
As well it should.
Awesome. Yeah, I found myself accidentally down by AT&T Stadium today.
I'm so sorry.
2 hours before the Giants game, and I was scared. It was like a mosh pit of Giants fans with a handful of Kansas City folks, and I thought those people are risking their very lives. But I made it back.
Last time the Giants were in the World Series, after they won down in the Mission District, folks were like tipping buses over, fires. Everyone that's here for WordCamp San Francisco, just be safe.
Well, here on the Genesis Office Hours podcast, we are all about safety first. So hashtag safety first.
Wear your
We're-
helmet when you're biking.
Yes, and I just realized that I think I had the camera. She's not even drinking. Yeah, Nick, say hello again because I didn't have the camera on you last time, and I want to make sure people get a look at your mug.
Hi.
No, he was on last time.
There's my mug.
There it goes. So Norcross, what's up on the East Coast?
Not a whole lot. We're just wound down from WordCamp Tampa and already planning next year's, which apparently is how they're done now. Between everything else, like that's one main reason I'm not out in San Francisco right now, is I've already traveled a bunch. I was up in Minneapolis last week for a few days, and which is a lovely city, by the way. Nick, you have a very nice hometown. Everyone was super nice.
Nice.
A little chilly at night for me, but otherwise it was nice. And between now and the end of the year, like as a company, we're taking the last 2 weeks of the year off. We're taking my in-laws on a cruise for their 25th wedding anniversary. So
You are a brave man.
Oh no, I like them. I totally like my in-laws. More importantly, they like me, because they live in Arizona. I don't have to like them, but they're fun people. But so between now and the end of the year, it's just imagining quite a bit of work between now and the end of the year. Quite a bit. Like I don't know if I'm going to sleep between now and the end of the year.
Well, all right. Excuse us for a moment, Norcross, because we have more people squeezing onto this couch.
Why is your bottom hurt?
That just is. So
Oh, wow.
Now I've got, lean in, ladies. I've got Diane.
Hi.
I've got Rebecca Gill here on my right.
Hello.
And this is a lady of Web Savvy Marketing who I was talking earlier about her good article on not competing with yourself SEO-wise. But yeah, so this is your first WordCamp San Francisco?
It is. Not my first WordCamp, but my first WordCamp San Francisco. I'm a little bit of a virgin.
I'm going to leave that comment right where it lays.
But it's been good so far.
Don't feel bad. I still haven't been to one.
Well, I think that maybe for 2015, Norcross, we could make that happen. We'll kickstart it.
Possibly. The money ain't the issue. It's the timing. Like I was planning on it being in July, like it has been every year, and I'd actually tentatively carved out that time this year. And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do it in October instead." And coming out to the West Coast, like I lose a day each side traveling, and then I'm not gonna fly out there and spend $3,000 for 2 days. So I want to spend more time, which means I'm not bringing the kids because A, they have school, and B, they're not old enough to appreciate it. So it turns into, all right, honey, I'm going to go to San Francisco with all my friends for a week. Like that shit.
Shh, don't tell anybody. That's what I do.
Yeah. Problem
I
is,
heard
it's
the
like
Borns just leave enough food in the pantry and then just abandon their children for the weekend.
Yeah.
Just
Problem is,
kidding.
like
Don't
I want
call.
to be able to come home. Like if that were my parting shot, then maybe. But otherwise, like I want to be able to come home and like my stuff still be here and still be married and all that fun stuff.
We trade hunting trips for WordCamps. So my husband's leaving for a hunting trip for 10 days on Friday. This is how our marriage works after 11 years. So you got to do what you got to do to be able to get out to a WordCamp.
Yeah, if the kids were older and they didn't require so much daily maintenance, then maybe we'd...
Those darn kids, they spoil everything.
They do. They ruin everything fun in life until they're old enough to not interfere anymore. So, but it is what it is.
Well, Norcross, not to mix business with pleasure, but I know you guys have been doing some exciting stuff with the Genesis Design Palette Pro plugin. Anything that you can share with us?
Well, we've got a few more of the we got a few more of the add-ons done. What we ended up doing was a pretty big refactoring behind the scenes, which doesn't look any different other than a little bit of UI changes, but it made it so that we could spin those out a lot quicker. And I ended up building something Like I found basically pieced a bunch of JavaScript together that I'm still not 100% sure how it works, but it will basically scrape a page and give me like a bunch of CSS values that I need to create, to be able to create the add-ons. So it's chugging along. I mean, at this point, we're trying to figure out who uses what, and make it as open as for as many people as possible. And then on the side, I'm also trying to get once I feel confident that I'm not going to change a lot of shit under the hood anymore, then getting the documentation a lot better so other people can build on top of it if they want to. I mean, I build it with that in mind from the beginning, but like it's still, if you don't know how it works, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around what it does, from the nuts and bolts of it. So.
Well, what would be like? Ideally, would it be like theme developers that would be interfacing to do add-ons, or what are you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say a combination of theme devs who, instead of having to offer like 15 style options, different style palettes, or a huge styling page, they can build in one or two and then just build in support for it and say, okay, if you want to go get that plugin, you can tweak all those things to without having to change it. Or larger plugins like say EDD or bbPress or things like that there's a large front end portion to it that a lot of times doesn't match a theme or looks really bland because they don't want it to clash with any theme. And few if any themes include things for like bbPress or things like that. So that's the longer term goal.
Cool. And if you want to totally just share that URL for your plugin, you just bust it out right now, because I would do it, but I think I always type in the wrong URL, and then the second try I get it.
Well, GenesisDesignPro.com.
Okay, that's because I'm trying to do palette in the URL, and I can't spell palette regardless. So
why do you think it's not in the URL?
No, you did. You chose wisely on that domain. So
I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. I switch that stuff all the time. I'll do singles when I should do doubles, and vice versa. So like for a while, I actually misspelled it in the plugin in a bunch of places, and I actually had to take like 2-3 hours and go through and make sure that I spelled it right everywhere. I was pretty proud of that. That was like 2 weeks before launch. I realized that I misspelled it.
All right. I have a confession. I can only hear every third word you say because of the environment that I'm in. But I'm doing my best to read lips, and really I just know that whatever you say is awesome, so I'm just kind of letting you host the show while I pretend to listen.
I don't want to write. Yeah, this is your party, Carrie. I'm not here to butt in. I just saw that y'all were having a good time, and I figured I'd pop in and say hello.
Oh, and now I've got Jennifer Bourne dancing behind me.
See, this is where one of those like two-way cameras would be really helpful. That if you just like hit a button. Oh
yeah, I need the 360. Yeah, get it all in. Oh man, if I had really planned ahead, I could have brought a Lazy Susan, but those things are kind of large and awkward to pack. But Rebecca, I would like to. We had you on the show a couple of weeks ago talking about e-commerce because you had released the first ever theme to integrate with 3 different e-commerce platforms. How has that been received now that it's been a few weeks?
She's selling like hotcakes.
Hotcakes, people.
Hotcakes. Her and Fernando.
And Fernando is?
Fernando is a new child theme that Chris Lema actually designed himself. Probably about 80% of it, and Fernando is named after him. So he gave us the PSD files because little does he tell people he can really whip up a mean PSD, all layered and everything, pixel perfect. So he sent that over to us, we adjusted it some, and then we whipped it into a theme with LearnDash integrated and iThemes Exchange.
Awesome. And for people that aren't familiar with LearnDash, can you give that plugin the rundown?
Sure. LearnDash is a learning management software. So it does courses, lessons. I think it does tests. Very advanced for LMS. And the funny thing is I didn't really pay much attention to LMS until the developer asked if we would consider building a theme for it. So we did. And now we've built 2 of them. And there's a lot of activity out there with that because now that we've built the 2 themes, I'm getting a ton of traffic in and a ton of both stock requests and then like actual custom builds for websites for LMS. So, that's the beautiful thing about WordPress is you really don't know what is going to hit because there's so many opportunities that we have with plugins and additions. It's awesome.
Has that changed your support dynamic with these themes that are supporting specific or with integration for certain plugins?
No, because we're not going to integrate into a plugin that doesn't have solid support. So the team at LearnDash does all their support. And when we have something large like that we're integrated in, whether it's WooCommerce or LearnDash, we clearly state in the instructions, here's what we've done for this in the theme, but you really need to go to them to get support, to get training, to get the documentation because it's so massive and it's constantly being updated. And they're the experts.
Cool. Well, that's, I don't want to say I predicted this wave of the future, but theme integration with specific tools and plugins is, oh my gosh, I have interlopers I've just seen. What's up, my brother? All right.
Rebecca, okay. I have an SEO question for you.
Here's my question to everybody that's watching. What do you want built next? So what can we build a theme for and integrate to that's a large plugin that would make y'all happy?
So you can reply with that answer on Twitter to hashtag GOHchat or go over to Rebecca's website at websavvymarketing.com. There's some dashes in there, so just Google it if you want to go easy.
Rebecca Gill and say, hey, lady, make this.
There you go. Let's say hello to a couple of new folks that we have got on. We've got one, Matt Medeiros. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Matt, why are you not here?
There's too many women. Too many women, not enough men. So the men had to show up.
Where are they?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
They're behind us.
Oh.
You know what? Here, we're going to do some introductions. Where I'm stepping in an action of amazing dexterity. I have relocated myself to show you, Matt, that there are actually gentlemen here at the show.
Hey, Matt.
Well, hello.
Mickey, introduce yourself.
I'm Mickey. Hi.
How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
This is Mickey K. He was on a previous episode of Genesis Office Hours. He's out here on the West Coast building some awesome websites and was really one of the first people to talk to me about building themes that were mobile first, meaning that instead of using it in your CSS scaling down, writing your default CSS to look great on a big monitor and then using your media widths to go down, it's just flipped so that it first looks great on mobile and then scales up. And it really just results in less code and less load on those devices that are probably more Wi-Fi challenged than your desktop. Anyways, so good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Carrie.
Well, welcome.
Carrie,
hey, Daniel Espinoza.
I'm seeing some sports coats behind you. Can you confirm or deny if Jake Goldman is back there?
I want you to know that those people are not associated with Genesis Office Hours.
Well, I mean, sports coats, in San Francisco, I was sure that Jake would be there. But
yeah, we're pretty low-key on the dress code here.
All right, good to know.
For everybody that's been brave and is tuning in right now, I hope you can hear me. I'm about to go Eminem up on this microphone. Just kidding, I won't actually do that. But I do want to mention a couple of people that I'm thankful for. One of them is Brian and Jennifer Bourne, who I'm using. They're guests of the Westin, and I am totally using their Wi-Fi right now to broadcast the show. I think I might become known as the official internet poacher because I'm always borrowing someone's Wi-Fi to broadcast, but we're doing that tonight. So thanks to them. Also thanks to WPSessions.com and Brian over there who hosted a giveaway for WordCamp San Francisco, and Diane Kenny was the winner of that. And I may or may not be crashing at her pad, so thanks, Brian, for opening up an opportunity for us to go. And then to our official show sponsors, one of them, our very own Matt Medeiros, who is there, or joining us on the show today. And Matt, you made a very special video for the conductor plugin that's specific to GOH Chat Nation, which I love that you
Nation?
Share a little about that.
Nation.
Carrie, you're big timing us now. If you're going nation, you're big timing us. I'm not sure if we can hang out anymore.
I mean, I'm printing membership cards and everything.
Is there a handshake? Please tell me there's a handshake.
She's starting a Genesis Political Action Committee next week.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, we got to do what we got to do. But Matt, share the URL where folks can go to learn more about how Conductor works with Genesis.
Absolutely. Conductorplugin.com/carryrocks. That's Carry Rocks at the end of conductorplugin.com, and I got special videos there just for your audience. So you can go there and find out more and get a little special savings for this holiday season.
I want you to know that when you do URLs like that, it's very embarrassing. It makes me seem terribly vain.
Well, it's because of all those DMs you sent me and emails threatening me to make you look better.
So please check that out. Our sponsors are what help me keep producing Genesis Office Hours and introducing you to awesome people each week. You don't even have to buy. Just go educate yourself on what the product is, so that if you hear somebody talking about something that might be a good fit, you can say, hey, go check this out. And then also we got Desktop Server. Those guys, Greg and Mark, I'm hoping to see them this weekend, but they were on the show a couple weeks ago and doing that live demo of how you can speed up your local WordPress development with Desktop Server. So check that out over at carrydills.com/podcast. Find today's episode, and there's a link there, and you can use coupon code CDILL/GOH to get a 20% discount on that. And I'll have you know, CDILLS-GOH, that's not a vain coupon code. It's not like Carry Rocks or, oh my gosh, there's a horse head on my podcast.
Ryan.
That could only be the Ryan Duff. How are you?
It doesn't speak, it just looks.
How's it going?
Yeah. That's frightening, brother.
You know,
yeah, I can wear that for a short period.
It's a party now. When the horse head shows up, the party started. If Beach Press is any indication, like that's when shit gets going.
Yeah. So I hate to keep referring to previous episodes, but over the summer I broadcast live from Beach Press, where 3 out of these 4 guys whose faces you're seeing right now were there. Everyone save Matt. And at one point, I found myself in a hot tub. I mean, we're overlooking the beach, but this is West Coast beach. It's like it's upper north, like it's cold beach. It's not water you want to.
This is where she earns the advertising dollars, folks. Here it comes.
So it's cold. So I was sitting in this hot tub, and it was feeling pretty grand. And all of a sudden, there's a horse head sitting next to. It's like Godfather. I look over, and there's a horse head in the hot tub with me, and it was frightening. But thankfully, it was only Ryan, and he's pretty harmless once you get to know him.
In a hot tub.
With a horse mask on.
With a horse mask on.
Keeps me toned down a little bit.
Ryan, do you have anything of value to add to this conversation, or were you just kind of hoping to get a little airtime?
Probably not now. No, I was just kind of hopping on to see what was going on.
Sweet. Well, welcome to the program. David, I saw your question about is that Kim Doyle, and Kim is not here that I've seen. I saw her last year at WordCamp San Francisco, but I'm not sure if she's coming this time. But she's an awesome chick. Check her out at kimdoyle.com. She has a podcast too. All the podcasters, all the things.
So Carrie, which
the rest of us? I thought this was supposed to be a group, podcast.
Okay, so Rebecca really gussied up. She gussied up, and
okay, I'm sorry.
No. She just wanted to make sure that she got plenty of FaceTime. So
Actually, I have an SEO question for Rebecca if she has a moment.
Yes.
So I have an interesting situation. I have a client who purchased a domain, launched a brand new site. It's a nonprofit in Alabama. Are you able to hear anything I'm saying?
Yeah, you had a client purchase a domain.
Yes. They're a nonprofit in Alabama. They give poor kids like eye surgeries and like college educations and shit. You know, like good people stuff. Apparently the domain used to be used for porn. So it's completely blacklisted on Google.
So it's not automatically great SEO out of the bag. You've got
like they got the analytic webmaster tool set up, and it's been like if you open up all of the like the inbound, like they're all terms that I'm not allowed to say. I shouldn't say in public. Even though you're in San Francisco, I still shouldn't say these things.
Yeah.
But then there's actually like a manual penalty applied for pure spam.
You gotta just allow everything, and then ask for reconsideration with Google.
Okay. Yeah, they've started that process, and basically I was told to like put forth, you know, like give them like your 503c registration and like everything that says like you're a nonprofit. You had no idea that this domain had been used for nefarious things in the past. I guess my question is there a way to like figure that out before you buy it? Like it's you know, like it's done for now, but I mean that idea never crossed my mind until now. That could ever be like someone who owned the domain before me could have like polluted it that bad. So is there a way to like do that sort of research before you even get a name to see if, because obviously you can't set up webmaster tools on an account on a domain you don't own. So like how do you do that?
Who is records, like a historical readout of who is records, perhaps?
Yeah, but usually those companies are very nondescript because of what they're doing. So, like, is there? I mean, if there's no way to do it, then I guess there's no way to do it. But
what is the domain? I'm not asking what the actual domain is, but can't they register for a different domain and then just forward over the existing one with a no follow?
This was a new domain that they were moving off from an old one because the old one was state-based and now they're national-based. In theory, yeah, they could go get yet another domain, but they just they did like large donation drives for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, all tied to that domain. Like, yeah, they could but I mean, and you can't 301 everything because Google will apply the penalty on the 301.
Well, you could do a no follow, although I don't know. We don't deal much with penalties. When we have a client who has, or we have someone who's come to us and I find out they're on a penalty, I push them over to Pushfire, to Ray.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I spoke with her. She gave me some insight. Her and I have done stuff for years, so.
Yeah,
well, good.
She's great.
Oh yeah,
she's expensive.
You get what you pay for, like everything else.
You do, but she would be the. You know what? Have you asked her about this? Because she'd be the one who would have the best.
Yeah, she was the one that gave me the initial info. You know, at this point, I was wondering more about like preventative, like ahead of time. Like, is there a way to find out this stuff beforehand?
Not that I know of, unless you. You know what though? What you could do is there's a lot of SEO tools that look at inbound links. You know, that go and will bring in, and you can do links. So right within the Google search box, you can look for links to a specific URL.
Huh, okay.
There's a search string, so you could do that, and then, I mean, that will give you an indication of what's linking in. So if it is really bad, then you have an idea that there's, it's suspect. That's a cheap way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, because like from what I can gather, if there was any idea of figuring this out, it would have been apparent because it was that bad.
Yeah, so I would have just done link : and then the URL in the search box, see what links in, and with the variations, with the www and without, just the straight URL itself.
Gotcha.
It's not foolproof because you don't know if it's going to show everything, but still it'll give you some type of indication. When you start to see all the words you can't say in front of your kids, there's a problem.
I can't say them in front of your kids.
My kids wouldn't even know what it means.
I wish that my kids didn't know what that stuff means, but.
Well, you're way cooler than I am. My daughter would think that you're awesome with your tats, but she'd be like, Mom, Why aren't you like that?
Yeah, then you can explain to him that that I've effectively made sure that no one will ever hire me other than me.
Who cares? If someone's gonna not hire you over tattoos, you don't need them as a client.
Oh yeah, I'm not even worried about that. Like it was more like if I ever wanted to go back to finance, like I can't. Like getting getting my hand tattooed pretty much.
I think tattoos though are much more acceptable than they used to be.
Not when you're managing money, which is what I used to do for a living. So that industry.
Okay, y'all are cute, and I'm so glad that you're helping each other out with your little SEO problems. But this is, I'm just kidding. This is the reason why it's good to network, have different people in your Rolodex, so that when you come up on issues, you can bring them up and just kind of talk it out, just like what just happened.
Carrie, has anyone gotten you a drink yet?
What's that?
Has anyone gotten you a drink yet?
I think she's had many drinks.
It's too far away.
So, but someone should bring you a drink. Like you've been on the air for at least 30 minutes now, and I have not seen you have a drink.
Will you pass me that beverage?
There was a glass somewhere.
Thank you for being concerned, because I was actually getting just a little bit parched.
I'm looking out for your best interest, Carrie. All right, that's all there is to it.
So we're we do have oh, Matt is drinking a little Jack's Traveler. Is that a local brew? Are you supporting a local brewery?
This one is not, but this is a beer-flavored shandy. I mean, excuse me, a beer-flavored shandy. Yeah, like they all aren't. It's a pumpkin-flavored shandy. Hey, Jennifer.
That was Jennifer Bourne, by the way. The Wi-Fi sponsor for this episode. Sorry. Daniel, aren't you? Oh no, your wife is at the Illume conference this weekend.
She's at the Illume conference.
So you've got full-on dad duty.
I've got a clock over there that's been counting down 4 days, and about halfway through now. So, yeah.
This podcast is going to be so creepy on the replay when it's just like my huge ear in the micro, trying to hear. Hey, I've got someone new I would like to introduce you to. This is the man who taught me where. Ladies and gentlemen, Morton. No, sit on, get on down. There's Morton's abdomen. This is Morton Randerson. Hello, Morton.
Hello.
What's your Twitter handle?
It's at Morton, like MOR10.
Yeah, but not Morton like spelled out. More number 10. So yes.
Because if you went for Morton the regular way, you'd spell it with an O, and that would be wrong. So it's Morton.
There you go. So check out Morton on Twitter, and Morton's actually going to be on in a future episode of Genesis Office Hours, and we're going to talk about web accessibility, which is a topic that he's super passionate about. Morton, you're speaking at WordCamp this weekend. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the CSS box model in 5 minutes. So like everything that has to do with styling the web, absolutely everything in 5 minutes.
Did you want to just go ahead and test out your presentation right now?
No, I tested it in my room. You'll have to come and see it.
All right, you're going to have to catch that later on WordPress.tv if you want to see it. But I actually met Morton at WordCamp San Francisco last year for the first time, and he's a staff author over at lynda.com and teaches a lot of WordPress courses, among some other things. And that was my first encounter with trying to wrap my hands around WordPress when I was new to it.
Well, it's actually the other way around. You were speaking at WordCamp San Francisco last year.
Yes.
And I saw you talk, and I was like, that's impressive. I need to talk to her. But then I couldn't because something happened, and then you ambushed me at the party. But like technically, I was going to talk to you. It just never happened, and then, so.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a celebrity moment when I saw Morton at the after party, and I may or may not have embarrassed myself. But it's kind of, the rest is history. Morton actually introduced me to the crew at lynda.com, and that was the impetus behind getting a couple of Genesis courses in their library. So very cool. Thanks again, Morton. Okay, Morton is done with being the center of attention there. So we've got a few minutes left together. I see Matt left us to refresh his beverage or whatnot. Andrew Norcross, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to see your face.
I got a face for radio. What can I say?
You can crash anytime.
And a wardrobe for radio. But that's what I joined.
Which pretty much leaves Daniel and Ryan on here as the two brave souls willing to ride out what may be the most train-wrecked episode of Genesis Office Hours ever. You're always taking a risk.
I had a question for you earlier, Carrie.
Say what?
I had a question for you earlier. So what are you looking forward to in this year's WordCamp San Francisco?
What am I going to do?
What are you looking forward to? What presentations are you looking forward to?
You know what? I haven't mapped out my schedule yet. It's a 2-day conference, so there are a dare I say a royal shit ton of options. But the nice thing about it, it's a 2-track conference, so it's either A or B. So it should be pretty. I don't have too many decisions to make. It's just which presentation would I rather see in a particular slot. And then on Sunday, it's one traditional track and then a contributor track all day long. So I'm really curious what that contributor track looks like. So I'm sure I'll probably be popping my head in there some of the day. So.
And are you gonna get to do any San Francisco stuff? Are you gonna get to do any San Francisco tourist stuff?
Oh my gosh, I was a total tourist today. I went over to, I did my first Uber ride, and oh my gosh, Uber
did you tip
for the win. So I Ubered myself over to Fisherman's Wharf, and I wanted to get my eyes on Alcatraz. I'd seen it as a kid, but not in many, many years. Even though you might think I'm just fresh off my teens, I'm really not. So went over there, and it's like El Carnival. It's so gross, like over the top, arcade style. Like there was an Applebee's for crying out loud. So yeah, it was gross. So I moseyed around there. I walked my way over towards the Bay Bridge. So I saw the Golden Gate Bridge. Walked over to Bay Bridge. Then made my way down to the financial district, right on the edge of, I think, Chinatown. I'm still kind of learning my geography. Basically, I padded all around San Francisco today, and I love doing that when I get in a city, is just kind of get out on foot, even though Uber is amazing. So basically, you wear yourself out on foot, and then you call Uber to come pick you up and deliver you to your destination.
So you asked via Twitter if you should tip them. Did you end up tipping your driver?
What?
Did you end up tipping your driver?
Thank you so much for answering that tweet. Like, I was literally in the back car, or the back of the car, minutes from my destination, and I was like, how do I tip this guy? Do I tip Uber via the app? Like, is it an add-on, or do I need to hand him cash? Is that considered bad form? I didn't know. So I appreciated your advice, and I didn't tip. It said that there's, I went and Googled also, it said there's a 20% gratuity added on. So I don't know if that makes me a cheap ass for not offering up additional bills, but that's the way I did it. So
Uber takes care of them, so yeah, it should be great. We used Uber when we were at Dallas at WordCamp Dallas Fort Worth a couple weeks ago. So yeah,
do you know what we forgot to do while you were here? We forgot to go find a bull to ride.
Yeah.
We were going to make that happen.
We'll have to do it in the future.
Yep, you've gonna have to make a return visit so that we can get that done.
Yep, definitely. Agreed.
It is. I don't know what you just said.
It's very loud there, huh?
But, so here's the deal. I'm about to give everyone vertigo by doing a little spinarooski. But tonight, of course, we're doing the podcast, but also threw together a little informal meeting of anybody who's in town for WordCamp and loves Genesis or even remotely likes it, just to come meet in real life and hang out. So I just wanted to show you there's just, whoops, what we got? Oh, look, people connecting. Oh, look, more people loving on WordPress and Genesis in real life. Oh, look, men actually showed up. Anyway, so it's just cool to meet people in real life. So, and also just even virtually. So someday we'll meet in real life. And Paul, welcome to the posse. How are you?
All right. How you doing?
A little hard of hearing, but otherwise all right. Paul, what part of the world are you in?
Western Pennsylvania.
Okay. So are you on Central Time or all the way over on Eastern?
That would be East.
Okay. Yeah, I'm geographically challenged, but anything north of Arkansas is just considered Yankee territory to me. So.
Hey now.
That's a joke. It was a bad joke.
Oh, I do the same thing.
So, guys, I tell you what. Paul, did you have any specific questions, or just saying hello?
Just saying hey.
Sweet. Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna put everyone out of their misery, and let them get on with their evening or your day or wherever you are. And thanks again for joining for another episode of Genesis Office Hours. I'll be back next Thursday at the regularly scheduled time, which is Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I look forward to maybe a little bit calmer environment where I can actually simultaneously monitor my Twitter feed and hear the questions from guests. That'll be exciting. But thanks again to our sponsors, Desktop Server and the Conductor plugin, and really just to all the cool WordPress people that are supporting the camp this weekend. And I'm looking forward to a lot of awesome T-shirts. I only packed 3 shirts because I was counting on getting free swag while I was here at WordCamp. So if nobody's giving away T-shirts this year, I'm just going to be funky in my old shirts. So let's hope for the best. With that disgusting imagery, I will leave you guys. Daniel, great to see you. Check him out, DSB on Twitter. Paul, fantastic to actually see your face. He's Paul Oyer on the Twitters. And then Ryan Duff, a.k.a. Mr. Horsehead. I know Genesis isn't necessarily your bag, but always glad to see you. Okay, can I get a whinny or a nay? One more time, because that was fun. Okay, we're going to put that on the replay. So, sweet. All right, everybody, until next week, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll chat with you later.
Enjoy San Francisco.
Bye. Okay, everybody's coming to say bye. Everybody? All right. Bye. Now that's a good screenshot. Everybody come get in here. That's what I'm talking about. All right. See you guys. I'm pretty sure that was